The role of academia in creating sustainable businesses cannot be overemphasized. It is through academia that the government is able to create fact-based policies and procedures that assist the industry. Tonight, our news editor Florence Ndongo holds a candid discussion with Ambassador Peter Kiremi-Kaberia, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Industrialization, on this important topic.
Hello and welcome to this particular session, whatever it is that you're watching KUTV from. My name is Florence Ndongo. Well, we're just about to talk to Ambassador Peter Kiremi-Kaberia, who is the Principal Secretary, State Department for Industrialization, SME, Cottage and Industry. We just want to figure out what are some of the policies and initiatives that are being put in place, especially at this particular time that the world over is battling the COVID-19 pandemic. Bon Ambassador, thank you so much for granting us this very amazing opportunity to just talk to you and get to understand what is happening in the industry that you guys are in. But just tell us the status, especially of the SMEs, especially in the wake of the pandemic.
Yeah, the pandemic has been a challenge, and thank you very much for giving us the opportunity at least to talk more specifically to the university community, to the academia, and I do hope very truthfully that we will get a chance to talk to the young people of Kenya. When you think about SMEs, the small to medium-sized enterprises, you think about the companies that are mostly owned or started or run by young people. These companies have been very harshly affected by the pandemic. We are all aware that it is not just the small to medium-sized enterprises, but rather industry generally has been affected, because if it is influx of raw materials or export of products or even transportation of items from the production area to the consumption area, all these have been challenged because the pandemic has cast such a blow upon us all. As a government, we have gone out and started a number of initiatives that at least mitigate these challenges. Some include tax breaks, others include certain elimination of tariffs, others we've even gone as far as providing preferential purchases by government by ensuring that there is a local content percentage requirement for all purchases in government. So as young people out there, as entrepreneurs, as owners of small business, this is the opportunity. Also, when you see government advertising these days, they have the opportunity for people with disabilities, for women, for youth, to have an opportunity to sell to government. At this point, as industry, we are trying to encourage them not just to only come and try to sell imported products. We want them to come and sell products that they produce. As I was saying earlier, we have an opportunity here, for instance, within the Big Four agenda. In the one area, we have healthcare as a major pillar in the Big Four agenda. Within the needs of healthcare, especially creating universal healthcare, we need beds, we need hospitals, we need other opportunities like deliveries of items or even products, medicines, storage, handling. All these are business and business opportunities for young people. Producing to cater for those or to service that industry is in itself a big challenge to the youth and a big opportunity at the same time. The other day, you saw government buying a lot of beds from young people. You've seen us buying school desks from young people. You've seen us also buying other items that are made by small to medium-sized enterprises. We are also zero rating some of the raw materials that are used by some of these industries, so that we make sure that the cost of production for the young people is bearable. We are also, again, even in lockdown, you've seen policies where producers are given special permits so that they are able to move their product from their factories to where people are consuming. So for an overarching statement, I would say that really the government has gone out of its way to reach out to the small to medium-sized enterprises and give them as much support as possible so that they are able to at least survive the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. And research is very key. I would like to know how is academia involved, or what is the role of the academia, especially in establishing the industry?
Yes, when you think about academia, it is really through academia that we are able to get the facts and to carry on the fact-based policy. If you look at government, we take our facts from research mostly run by the academia that is reliable, and we're able to make sound policy that now assists industry. If you look at it in a nutshell, we will say academia helps government put together the policy and the regulatory framework, and the same academia helps industry make their decisions. And that is because through academia, we are able to get analysis that are based on science, not assumptions. They are real life studies. They go out there, they can tell you exactly where a certain raw material is. They can tell you how many people are there. They can tell you how many people are consuming this. They can tell you if it is affecting people or not, positively or negatively. And based on that research from academia, then government is able to make law and industry is able to comply.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. But currently, how would you say academia has been influencing policy and also decisions that are being made by the industry?
I'll give you an example. When you go to the universities, for instance, this morning we were at Kenyatta University, and we were talking about opportunities within these pandemic times and what can and should be done. If you see a lot of the socio-economic studies and statistics that we use in making the policy, it comes from these same professors. If I want to undertake a study, I call the university. I say, Professor Wainaina, we are looking to do this and that. Could you kindly provide us with the professors who are competent to guide this process? If we want to do a review of what are the SMEs in a specific sector, or how many SMEs exist out there that may require our intervention, we don't assume, we don't just listen to the street talk. We talk to the professors, and the professors are able to give us data that is accurate, that helps us make these decisions. So continuously, we are engaged with the academia, and we are even calling for a higher collaboration, so that when we are doing our annual plans, there are part of those plans that include the universities, and they bring in their capacity, their research, their experience, so that we are able to get accurate and correct information. Mm-hmm. Also, when you start looking at us trying to develop the strategy so that we are competitive globally and regionally, again, the people who are able to do those kind of simulations in the right way and get us the correct statistics is again the universities, because they are tooled and positioned to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
During the forum that you had a while back, there was something that really came out, and it was very interesting. We know that technology, globalization, things are actually changing, and we'll also be talking about that initiative that the ministry is having in the rural areas. Yeah. But how are you going to address the fact that there is a lot of technology, and also maybe this technology has not gotten to to those areas that you're targeting to take the cottage industry and other things?
Indeed, technology is rapidly changing. Technology is also limited in its reach, so much such that by the time a certain technology becomes commonplace, it is obsolete and it has also not reached certain areas. What we are saying is, before we even reach anywhere else, let's do a needs assessment, let's do a value assessment, let's do a resource mapping, so that we can tell you, this place they grow corn, this place they make sand, this place there are a lot of minerals, this place there is this or the other resource. And with that, then we want to say, when we want a factory that is, for example, making steel, we want to take them as close as possible to the place where there are all the things they need, the power and the raw material. The same with millers, the same with other agro-business factories. We want to start locating them closer to the producers, because one of the other challenge we have is every day, you had last week, we had to pull a lot of food out of the shelves because of aflatoxin. Aflatoxin is caused by poor handling. Poor handling in some cases is due to very long distances of transport or very long periods of storage between harvesting and value addition. So we're saying, for these value addition opportunities, let's go closer to the people. Let's go closer to the producer, so that a farmer who's growing maize is not as worried about the quality of the maize from the time of harvest to the time of collection and use by the value adding or the miller or the other people who use the corn, like animal feed manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, there is a good chance in ensuring that also the newer technologies are going there. You go and find some very rudimentary cottage industry in a lot of rural areas, because in most places people try and prepare what they consume or make what they consume. And the technologies that they are using could be quite old. If we start by reaching out to them and understanding what it is they're growing and what they are doing, then we are able to encourage either the private sector to go in with these technologies, or we are even able to take these technologies to the communities.
Mm-hmm. Kindly bring us up to speed with Auvopop, and also, has it worked elsewhere?
Yes, Auvopop is an initiative that was started in Japan in 1979 in one of the prefectures or the provinces in the south. Basically, it is what we are borrowing from in our new initiative, where we go out and identify the sources of raw materials and link industries with their raw material and establish aggregation centers, collection centers, value addition centers, and also standards and standards development opportunities. So all these are taken and placed in their most strategic points. I'll explain better. Take, for example, people who grow cattle, and we need to ensure that top quality meat is produced and brought to market. If you try to bring cattle from Laikipia to Nairobi to go to KMC for slaughter and then distribution here, by the time you take that live animal and bring it here and all the handling, the cost of meat has gone quite high. Also, other risks are there in between within that value chain. What we are saying is, let us now identify where the cattle are. Let us identify the most strategic point within that cattle growing area to establish the abattoir, so that all the cattle are able to reach the abattoir within a very short time. And that abattoir is also located in a place that is well communicated. For example, if it is for Laikipia and it is in Nanyuki, Once the cattle reach Nanyuki, they are slaughtered, packaged, and the shipping from there is quite easy because there is no weather or a national road there. There's the railway, there's the airstrip, and it is easy to actually distribute that product. Yes.
So who are you working with? Because this means that you'll be going almost in all the 47 counties in this country. So who are some of the partners you're working with to make sure that this is actually a reality and people get to benefit from your initiative?
We're working with the universities, most of them in the country. We're working with the county government. We are working with the Ministry of Interior through the county and county commissioner establishment, so that if we go to any county, there is a county commissioner and all the government departments are there. We are using this as part of our outreach. But at the same time, the State Department of Industrialization have field officers or field services in all the counties. We have CIDOs, the County Industrial Development Officers, who are located in every county headquarter. And their work is to do market surveillance, market research, and also outreach. And combined with the universities, we are able to really go out there and establish at least the top 10 products of each county, and the extent, the amounts, the quantities that are available, so that it is usable information for us to make decision or policy on either to place industries there or to place aggregators there, or to even help with the formation of cooperatives and other unions that are able to bring together smaller units so that they are of economic sense or they are competitive in really taking their product to market.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. But before I let you go, your parting shot, especially to people in SMEs, in the context of the fact that we've been having a very rough time due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, my parting shot really is to the young people, and to tell the young people, get up, guys. Don't sit there and wait for a job. You have the opportunity, you have what it takes, you have what is needed. Start something and reach out to us. Let us come and work with you. We have Kenya Industrial Estates, which can give you funding. We have KIRDI, which can give you incubation. We have KEBS, which can help you with the development of standards. We have Copyright Authority, which can give you patent assistance. We have so many other industry-related organizations within government that are all tooled to come and support you, or from your mind straight to the production, to reality. And the product of your mind will be available out there and will support you. While we all cannot become owners of industry, we can all become part of production for what we consume. You can produce either by being an entrepreneur or by working with an enterprise, or by even being part of the formulation of that network, because the value chain is so wide. If you take note, in this country, the biggest challenge is a lot of people are coming from outside and seeing the opportunities that we have while we are still here and we are not seeing them. So the challenge is with the young people to get up and actually seek these opportunities. If you want to get some of them, come visit with us, write to us, check our website in Industrialization. And if you send us questions, we will be able to specifically respond to you and reach out to you. That is my parting shot. The young people must wake up in this country, and the government policy is that we are going to take industry out of the main capitals or the main cities and they come out there in cottage sense to the rural areas where production of raw materials is happening. Thank you.
Well, very powerful parting shot there from the ambassador calling on all the young people in this country to rise up to the occasion. We will, of course, be engaging with this office just to bring you up to speed with what is happening because, as you've heard with those initiatives, there is a lot that not only is going to benefit the youth but the country as a whole. Thank you for watching and see you around.
Thank you so much, Florence Ndongo, for that wonderful interview with Ambassador Kaberia there. And of course, that has been mentioned by so many professionals that young people need to get up and do something with their lives and be part of the production, as Ambassador has said.